All right, welcome back to another 100% demonetized, 100% viewer supported video. In case you missed my last video on my Here's the Deal channel where I went over this right here, there's a mandatory civil emergency curfew, and this was done on a live stream in effect in Eudora, Arkansas. If it can happen in Eudora, Arkansas, it can happen anywhere. It says the mayor of Eudora, Arkansas has put the entire city, it's a city of, it's very small, but 1,700 people under a mandatory civil emergency curfew, which in effect means that they've lost 100% of all of their civil rights because an emergency. Now, like I pointed out in the live stream, what Benjamin Franklin said, if you give up essential liberty, we're talking about essential liberty. We're talking about going outside, doing your own thing, traveling on the roads, going to the store. They say from 8 o'clock at night till 6 o'clock in the morning, unless it's an emergency or you got to go to work, if we catch you out, we are going to seize your assets. We're going to rifle through your assets. You could be arrested and you could be fined. That's in America. I would understand if that was in China. I would get it if that was in North Korea, but we are talking about in Arkansas, guys, in Arkansas. This mayor, Tamika Butler, said the curfew will be from 8 p.m. to 6 a.m. The curfew is put into effect on Monday, and a video was uploaded to the city's Facebook page. If you want to see the entire video, just go to my last live stream on my Here's the Deal channel because I go through it in depth. But what this amounts to is, hey, because some people did some bad things, it's just like gun control. Because some people did some bad things over here, we're going to penalize the rest of you because we feel like that's for your good, as though they were talking to children and not to adults. Amazing tyranny. So if you want to see the map, this is Eudora. It's right near the Tennessee line. Here's the, see this little dotted line right here? That's Tennessee. That's the Mississippi River right here. So just so you know where, I'm over here in Oklahoma. So this is about a 6 hour, 7 hour, maybe an 8 hour drive from where I'm located. Just amazing. It's amazing to me that this kind of stuff, that people will allow this kind of stuff to go on. And don't get me wrong, there are people in Eudora that are speaking out against it. They're having city hall meetings where some people are like, yeah, we need this. We needed this a long time ago. Turns out the population of Eudora has dramatically plummeted since the census in 2000. In the year 2000, the census had it about 29,000 people. By 2010, it was 2,200 people. And now in 2022, it's 1,700 people. So people are skedaddling. They're getting the heck out of there. They're like, Eudora is not the place that you want to be. So it must be a high crime area. I don't know about the murder rate, the theft rate, the rape rate. I don't know what's going on, but it doesn't sound like a place that you want your kids to be going to school or bring up a family. So that's Eudora, Arkansas, just to put it on your radar. And as far as I know, as of the recording of this video right here, they are still under that strict curfew. Like you're a bunch of little kids or something. Cher says she got you know what, and it's a major you know what. Can't stop coughing, throat sore, it's on fire. Was going to get a you know what, but hesitated. And who is she blaming? Who is she blaming for getting sick? My thing won't work unless you get your thing. Then why'd you get the thing in the first place? What's going on? I'm not saying you should get it or you shouldn't get it. This isn't the purview of this video right here. The scope isn't to tell you what I think about that thing, but isn't it crazy that people will, bow down at the altar of the Jabba gods and get their little thing from the big farm guy product. And then they become basically an unpaid, maybe in this case, paid representative for the big farm guy. And they're telling you, hey, I just got to, and it's because of you. Because you people that didn't bow down to the big farm guy and become a billboard, a walking animated billboard for their product. Once it's in you, it's not coming out of you. So act accordingly. But people are saying, man, is this a spoof account? Is this parody? What's going on here? If you don't want, keep it to yourself. What the F is wrong with these people? What the F is wrong with us? Are you kidding me? This guy says, oh my gosh, the best parody account on Twitter. And it truly is. It makes you think, okay, you've been talking all year about how powerful this thing is and how good it's going to do for you. And then you end up getting it. And then you condemn the people who didn't get it because you ended up getting after you got it. Tim Young says, is this a parody account? May says, You're only 76 years old. There's still time to start thinking for yourself and stop blaming others for your sniffles. Well said. Well said. But you know what? That's common sense. And typically, common sense isn't exactly accepted in this day and age. Garth Ike says, sounds like a nasty case of the far right. You know what? Putin change. Thoughts and prayers. Just people ribbing her. I'm deleting you from my playlist. I mean, I got to admit, Cher has had some really, really good songs, and it's really unfortunate that people are this brain dead, that they're that strapped for brain cells, that they literally believe everything they hear from fake stream CIA infiltrated Operation Mockingbird, MK Ultra Media. And I will not stop calling it that, guys, because that is exactly what it is. This guy says, love you, Cher, but you could also have chosen to ignore the you-know-what idiots and instead followed the advice of every doctor in the world and also basic science. Hope you feel better soon. Might be all the you-know-whats. Just pretty interesting. The people, I enjoy the fact that I can turn on the internet and I can look at opinions that may or may not differ from mine, because the last thing you want is to cement yourself into cognitive dissonance, to lock yourself in your own echo chamber so that everybody that's locked in the room with you parrots the exact phrases and words and catchphrases that you've been screaming. You don't want that. You want to be challenged. If you have an idea that is, runs aground of truth and embraces fallacy, you want to hear the opposing side so that you can adjust your course. That's what life is all about. Life is about learning from your last bad mistake. The best teacher that you will ever have, in fact, is your best mistake if you let it. Cher. Maybe you're wrong, Cher. Maybe there's another side that you should consider, Cher, or whoever. But then, there's a big case to be made that these people are high priestess puppets for the Satan church. I hate that I have to be careful about what I say on this channel. It's just ridiculous. But I'll try to get that message out anyway. You're a mess. Take responsibility for your own life, freaking men. You don't understand the science. You know what is less than 50% effective? In some reasons, a total miss. I just put out. I thought I responded to this. I guess it disappeared. I don't know. I responded just basically, hey, you got this thing so that you wouldn't get, and then you blamed everybody who did exactly the opposite of what you did. Self-awareness is not your superpower. Gotta love memes, man. This is what hate and hypocrisy look like. I've personally never seen, if this is truly her, I'd never have seen her without makeup. But, granted, she's 76 years old, so I guess she's doing pretty good. But then that's what, I don't know. I don't know if it's plastic surgery. I'm not an expert in this field. I love this meme right here. Back in my day, people died, well, not suddenly. They kind of had to, there was a reason for them, going away into the great beyond. I don't know if you saw it on my last High Impact Flicks video. I did go over this right here. You'll definitely want to take a look at this. This will infuriate you. This is another example where it's not gun control, it's people control. And the people that end up getting control are the people who are order followers, and they're the law abiders, which is not a virtue. And the people who end up getting empowered are the people who don't obey laws, and we call them criminals. Now, you're not a criminal because you disobey laws. You're a criminal when you victimize somebody. And that's what these guys do. These young men do. They victimize, and they're pompous about it. They're arrogant. They're boastful. This guy puts his face into this Ring camera. I'm not going to show it here. I'll leave the link to the High Impact Flicks channel where you can take a look at this whole video. But, he arrogantly puts his face in the Ring doorbell camera, and he's, just flaunts. He says something like, what's up, or whatever. Like, he doesn't care. He doesn't give a dang. And lastly, I just wanted to go over this because I thought you guys would get a kick out of this. It's funny and it's sobering at the same time, because this kind of goes through my mind. Maybe not an extensive list like this. It will be more extensive now that I see it. I love to see stuff itemized in one place. When somebody asks me why I don't trust the idea that somebody has a higher claim over my life and property than me, or the idea that somebody has the right to rule and rob me, that's this G word right here. Guys, it's a fiction. It is that great fiction by which everyone seeks to live at the expense of everyone else. But when somebody asks me, well, why don't you? Well, a couple reasons. You get the MK Ultra there. You get your Operation Northwoods. Something that's not on this right here is Operation Popeye. Look up Operation Popeye. What do they control under Operation Popeye? What is controlling the weather, the force multiplier by 2025? What is that? Operation Paperclip. You know what that is? They took all the higher ups in the NAZI regime back in the 1930s, and they brought them over to NASA to become, engineers, flight engineers, rocket scientists. That's Operation Paperclip, where we gave safe harbor to known war criminals. Operation Fast and Furious, Operation Mockingbird, the Tuskegee experiments. Remember those? Waco, Ruby Ridge, JFK, NSA spying. We all know this is reality. Government hasn't denied it. Building 7, Gulf of Tonkin, Chicago black sites. Flint water crisis, Iran-Contra. Remember the Iran-Contra affair and Ollie North and President Reagan? Gary Webb, NDAA. Remember the NDAA? There's a segment in the NDAA that actually condemns Americans without charge, without trial, without due process of law. That's the National Defense Authorization Act. There's also the NDRP, which is the National Defense Resources and Preparedness Act, which actually controls all of the food, all of the power, all of the energy, the entire grid. Patriot Act, we know what happened with that. We know why it was enacted, when it was enacted, and what the result of that was. From the Patriot Act, we got the Department of Homeland Security, which now it's up to like $55-60 billion a year. Part of that is the TSA, the blue shirts of the TSA, where they excel at taking away your rights. They excel in the radiation and molestation practices in airports all across the country. NDAA, Patriot Act, Bilderberg Group, Bohemian Grove, Abu Ghraib, and Guantanamo Bay. And that's probably a short list, guys. No doubt it's a very short list. But when somebody asks me, why don't you trust that body of people who claim to have a higher claim over your life and property than you? Well, here's a partial list right here. Guys, this is 100% viewer supported, 100% demonetized video channel, and 100% just valved down and censored. Look at the anemic views that I have for as many subscribers as it got. Same thing with High Impact Flicks. If you think this channel sucks and the content that I put out sucks and I'm a dumbass or whatever, let me know in the comment section below. How can I improve? How can I improve my intelligence? How can I challenge my audience better? How can I pick up out topics that are more, that would get more traction, let's say? Let me know. Let me know. If there's something that I can improve on, if there's a reason the view counts are down, let me know. Just be honest with me. Shoot it straight. Cut through the BS. This is 100% viewer support. If you want to support this channel, one of the best things you can do is like this video and share it with everybody you know everywhere you can on social media. Grab a hard-hitting conversation starting shirt from the store. You can put a shirt, hoodie, mug, cell phone case, anything you want, stickers, whatever you want. Or just visit the, Buy Me a Coffee, Cash App, and Subscribe store if you want to support this floundering channel. I appreciate you guys. You guys have a happy and safe new year. I can't believe 2022 is gone. 2023 hopefully will be a better year, but it's not going to be a better year unless we find out what our rights are, know them, not just believe them, but know what they are, and push back the tide of tyranny, because it's coming. The Great Reset is coming. Fourth Industrial Revolution. You'll own nothing and be happy. Eat the bugs. Klaus Schwab, he's on our case, man. What are we going to do about it? We got to work together. Let's use the internet in 2023 to break down the strongholds and just let freedom flourish. I'll see you guys in the next heavily censored shadow ban video.